We all start from somewhere. Now, it's been a while since I've done a daily mindset download. I know it's been time, but when I was on YouTube preparing to basically do some reaction videos, I came across this video right here and I just decided, you know what, let's actually make something before I start my actual content and show you that, look, we all start from somewhere. I'm going to actually get to the point by the end of this video. So if you guys don't know who this is Leela Hormozi and this is her husband over here, Alex Hormozi. Right now, these two are basically, let's say, in the most respectful way, because I really, really respect them. They're like the golden kids, right? Or the poster boys and girls for what it means to be an online entrepreneur and actually build both online and also in person, to actually have a brick and mortar business as well. You know, they've gone from obviously running a gym to running a chain of gyms to actually having like an e-business to eventually going into M&A, which they're running right now, becoming authors, content creators, etc. So they are what it means to be in this online space and make money. You know what I mean? So I was scrolling through YouTube, then like randomly one guy then uploads something from 7 years ago. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's someone from their team that released this. And I feel as if though once we watch everything, you're gonna get why this is so important and why even me, I needed to actually see this morning. Because when you're first starting off in the content game and just starting off as a business, you always feel like you need to be completely prepared before obviously you run the play. But that's just not the case, and we can clearly see that being the case right here. Look.
Okay, quick question, ladies, and be honest with yourself. What are you gonna look like in 6 weeks? How many times have you seen programs, products, wondered to yourself, does this really work? Would it really work for me? I used to wonder the same thing before I lost my 85 pounds, because I didn't know the 3 pillars to sustainable body transformation. Most of the programs I had done had 1 or 2, but not all 3 together. And guess what? When you combine all 3, you can truly transform your body, like me. And
okay, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to actually watch it. I was about to let the entire thing play, but I realized I'm shooting a video. Yeah, cool. So you got that one from Leela Hormozi. Shout out to her every single time. You got one from Alex Hormozi. Look.
The owner of United Fitness. Take a quick look at this video and see if you're ready to take the 6-week challenge.
And you can clearly see them doing their thing. Yeah. But you can clearly see them doing their thing, right? And the reason why this is so important is because I really want to show you guys that, look, a lot of us entrepreneurs, a lot of us creatives, a lot of us that are, you know, in the early stages of our success, we're always thinking that we need to be perfect and we need to actually have everything in check, when in reality is not really the case. And we can clearly see that being the case with these two over here. And if I was to even show you, for example, some of their social media platforms as well, I was actually going to get it prepared, but I thought, you know, I'll just do it in real time just to show you guys how I'm feeling, etc. Look, you can see Leela Hormozi now. She's in a position where she got 1.2 million followers. I believe they sold their last business for a couple hundred M, etc. These guys are well on their way to becoming billionaires in our lifetime, right? Outside of this, you can clearly see that, look, she's the spokesperson when it comes to being an entrepreneur, obviously from the female perspective. And what people don't actually realize is that Leela Hormozi, Alex actually says it himself, right? She's actually the brains and the operations behind what they got going on. Like, she is a killer when it comes to business. But well, I wouldn't say of course, but you know, for some reason, Alex Hormozi, I guess, is a bit more popular, etc. I mean, ×3, etc. But so it's not too far off, and they do it together anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But you got Alex Hormozi here. Of course, I can show you his Instagram and stuff like that. But I want to show you his YouTube and show you that, look, even me, when I first clocked into Alex Hormozi, it was actually before he started writing books. It was around not these videos. It was when he still had like a mustache, like just this. He used to have, I think he took them down, you know. But yeah, he used to have mustache, like a mustache like that, as you guys can basically see. And he'll be running different trainings, just showing people, okay, I think what they've done as a team, yes, they've gone back and they've basically changed 1 or 2 of the thumbnails just to obviously engage the audience. Because, for example, this, you can clearly see that he barely has a trim over here, and then obviously he got the full, you know, $100 million kind of look and thumbnail, etc. over here. So I get what the team has basically done, and they've probably put it behind the videos that are performing extremely well. But anyways, you guys don't care about that. Let me get to the message, yeah? You can clearly see that this guy has basically built in front of us, Leela as well. They've built in front of us and showed us what it truly means to be an entrepreneur, up until a point where, for example, I think it was around, let's say, it was like around C19 time. So I would say it was around, it must, no. You see, unconventional diet. So, bro, I've been locked in from time, bro. You know, really, like, outside of music, I keep on showing you guys that I'm very, very passionate about, obviously, business and stuff like that. I'll say, okay, maybe 3 years ago when he started doing videos, like, okay, just after this type of period, yeah, that's when we started to see, obviously, him come up and things like that. And I can show you guys different examples within music and outside of music. But the whole brunt of this message is to show us that, bro, like, we can't always think that we're gonna get this thing perfect and start with the end in mind. Even when I first started this YouTube channel, yes, again, we're currently still a small YouTube channel, but I can guarantee that if I keep on putting in this work, keep on getting better, keep on ideating, keep on growing my community, it's going to get to a point where even people are going to look back at this video and be like, oh, damn, Okiki's come from here and he's done this and he's done that, etc. Hence why videos like this is so important, because I want to show you guys in real time that, yes, even though these videos might not get the best amount of views, it's gonna show the next person or a YN out there or one of the young G's or even, I don't know, my American audience, whoever it is, that look, you start from somewhere, bro, and you build and you build and you build and you build up until a point where people actually start to value you, and it's like, oh, I want to be like that person now. I want to be like that person, and you become the go-to kind of person within your field and your space, you know? And I just wanted to kind of basically say that as just a message, bro. Just start, man. Just start. When people ask me how do I get into content, things like that, they're always on the vibe like, oh, bro, we see you killing it, etc. Because obviously my TikToks be doing well. On my YouTube, I'll show you as of obviously the 16th of December. I'll show you what the YouTube is doing at the current moment. You can clearly see that, for example, I'm on 274 subscribers. So we're growing relatively fast in comparison to, for example, what, because apparently it takes a very long time for you to even get that first 1,000. Then to get to 1,000 to even 100K, it takes even longer. Then from 100K, boom, you just start running it up. That's what people typically say. So I'm just waiting for my first K. That's all I want. When I get to the first K, then obviously we'll run it from there. But you guys can clearly see some videos perform okay. Like these two I dropped yesterday. Some videos, of course, do a bit better. And then obviously the comments will be amazing. Then you got one like this where obviously I'm speaking about Trap La Ross. Again, big shout out to Trap La Ross, but I don't agree with anything that anyone does anyway. So when there's certain things that maybe a creator said or that he's done or whatever, same way they may criticize me if I become big enough. Same way, for example, I'm gonna say my take on it. Not necessarily look down on the individual, but basically be like, yo, like, I wouldn't have done that, or you know what I mean, etc. But you can clearly see, that obviously 3 days ago, I changed my entire setup from obviously being in this type of environment, which of course, like your equipment, your environment, your background, all this type of stuff, it doesn't actually matter. But the reason why I've done it is because I want to show myself, show my audience, and show people around me that I'm not here to play games. Like, you've seen people like Bouncer, for example. I'm always talking about Bouncer, man. Shout out to Bouncer every single time, because even someone like Bouncer, he has shown love, you know, multiple times, and he doesn't actually need to, you know what I mean? Shown love to me, like, for example, I remember I did a live one time, bro just comes, bro, it was crazy. I was speaking about, you know, same thing I'm just basically saying. This is how I speak to my audience anyways, right? So I was speaking to some of the young G's and just talking about, like, bro, like, just keep on pushing. You guys keep on saying you want to do music, you're not pushing for it, etc. What's wrong with you, etc. Then next thing you know, Bouncer just joins the live and he's just like, oh, big up, bro, I see what you're doing, bro. And I literally just said, like, 2 seconds before you joined, that, oh yeah, what do you call it, like, big up Bouncer, and obviously because he shows love, even though he doesn't have to, I'm still a small creator, bro. He just can't, bro, it's crazy. So big up him every single time. I won't necessarily, I think the only thing I didn't necessarily agree with was obviously the tank stuff, but that's not necessarily my business. I think if I have a conversation with him in real life, it may come up, whatever, who knows, whatever. But overall, this guy's doing an amazing job, man. This guy he's a pioneer, you know what I mean? He's a real pioneer. I remember from January what he was doing. So I literally hopped on this whole content thing, I'll say like 7-8 months. I wouldn't say too late, but 7-8 months after. So yeah, bro, we're starting, man. We're pushing this thing. But my people them, that's basically all I really want to say, bro. I know I don't really do the mindset uploads and I haven't been committing to every single day. Only reason being is because I realize that it's starting to tarnish a bit of the views that go on the channel, etc. So I'm being selective with the messages I basically put out there right now, and hopefully you guys can also appreciate that. If you guys really want daily updates when we blow up this channel, what I will also do, I'll create a separate channel. I used to have a podcast time ago called Okiki's Growth Mindset. So I don't think I'll call it that. It's a bit cheesy. But I'll create something along those lines and obviously just, I guess, spit game or just yap, you know what I mean? Because I'm still learning and obviously progressing, etc. But my people then, I appreciate you looking in all the way to the end of the video. If you have, all I ask is that you leave a like, it boosts up in the algorithm, share it with a friend because these are a bit more intimate. Let's grow the community with people that actually like what I have to say outside obviously the content I provide. And yeah, drop a subscribe as well. I really appreciate that. Appreciate you lot. Take it easy. Peace.